I know Colombia has been in the headlines recently, and we wanted to know, what are your thoughts about the president's decision to remove a well-known rebel group that threatens Colombia from the terrorist organizations list?
I think it was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen for this administration to say that the FARC is no longer a terrorist group. Number one, if Colombia is one of our closest allies, it's a democratically elected government. They were not in favor of this. They did not want this. I know that for a fact. Whether they're willing to say it publicly or not at this point, it's a fact. They didn't want this to happen. And yet we did it anyway against their wishes. That's not supporting a democratic ally. Sometimes this administration seems to treat our friends worse than it does our enemies. The second thing is, if this was about giving, it has no rationale. If this is about giving aid or helping, rewarding people who have abandoned the armed conflict and have gone into politics, they could have done it through the government. They could have given the money and the resources to the Colombian government and allowed it to be distributed that way, as opposed to directly through these elements. So to this moment, I do not understand what the logic behind this is. And I actually think it's quite dangerous, because I think it's sending a message that this is not a terrorist organization. It's confusing. And I think it lends itself to potentially people out there arguing, that they can now join FARC elements and not be sanctioned, because they would say, look, the FARC is no longer a terrorist organization. So I don't know why they did this. It's an outrageous decision, probably too late to reverse it. But at this point, it's par for the course with this administration.
What are the immediate impacts of this specifically to Colombia?
Well, I think the most immediate impact is we now have a government that we work with very closely. It's democratically elected, feeling like once again they've been run over, like they've been ignored. And I think that's a very immediate impact. But I think it also emboldens elements that look, there are people that were members of the FARC that are no longer firing guns and have gotten involved in politics, but they would love to bring down not just the administration that currently governs Colombia, but the whole system of government. And there are leftist elements within Colombian politics that would like to dismantle the system of government after getting elected and turn it into something similar to what we've seen happen in places like Venezuela. And I think they're emboldened by a decision like this. They feel like they've got allies and friends within the U.S. administration that are there to help them.
And Senator, in regard to Cuba, what is the U.S.'s current relationship with the island's leaders, and what, if any, steps are being taken to help the Cuban people that have been protesting for freedom on the island?
Well, the administration has done nothing to help the people that are on the island. They've sanctioned some people, but these people were already sanctioned. In essence, they were sanctioned because they're parts of organizations that are already sanctioned. I think the best thing the Biden administration has done on Cuba is not change the Trump policies, and the Trump change, not go to the Obama policies. And that's no easy thing when you think about the fact that the person in charge of Cuba policy at the State Department was a strong supporter of the Obama change. The person in charge of Cuba policy at the National Security Council was a strong supporter, was involved in drafting the Obama policy towards Cuba. So I think it's been a big achievement so far that they haven't changed anything. What I'd like to see them do more is pressure other countries in the European Union, in the Western Hemisphere, to take a stronger line on Cuba. Number two, to continue to find ways to provide unfettered internet access, not 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but at key moments, like last November when people were going to march in the streets. That's when you really need to ensure that there are ways for people to get access to the internet in key places. That is, I don't care what anybody tells you, there's technology that allows us to do it. If the president says do it, there's a way to find, but they haven't made it a priority. And the third thing to keep an eye on is Nicaragua has now said that Cubans can travel into Nicaragua without a visa. That is an invitation for mass migration. What that basically means is the regime in Cuba has worked it out with the regime in Nicaragua to have Cubans that don't like them leave the country, go to Nicaragua, and from there undertake a journey to the U.S. border, crossing through Central America. That's what that is. It is a mass migration threat, except it won't be by sea. It'll be on land, and it'll start in Nicaragua. And the administration so far apparently has not done anything on that in terms of preparing for it or warning against it.
Where do you think the Cuban Adjustment Act falls into all of that? Have there been any talks of removing the Cuban Adjustment Act?
No, there haven't been any talks against it. And look, at the end of the day, if someone arrives here from Cuba and is fleeing political persecution, as most Cubans are, because the entire island is politicized, there's always a route for people through the regular asylum process and the Cuban Adjustment Act. By the same token, what we can't have is any policies that encourage people to come here in ways that are dangerous. And what has kind of exacerbated that in Cuba is the fact that the 30,000 visas a year that were once given, we haven't been able to do it because our embassy there is understaffed. And the reason why our embassy there is understaffed is because people who work there suffered severe brain injury as a result of attacks of some sort that we're still trying to unpack and figure out. And we cannot send American diplomats and personnel to work in a place where we don't know how to protect them and we don't know how they can protect themselves. So that's been the big impediment to that. And as a result, though, you're now finding almost on a daily basis Cuban rafters are making it all the way to the Florida Keys. And obviously, we've seen a huge upsurge as well when Cubans presenting themselves at the U.S.-Mexico border.
Switching gears just to the elections now, looking back at 2020, there's been a lot of discussion about the election, the presidential election then. Do you think the 2020 election in Florida should be audited?
Well, I don't know what the genesis is behind that argument. My view has been that the Florida elections were very well run. Now, I can't speak for all 67 counties. I imagine any election that you study and look at, you'll find things that could have been done better. What I'm pretty comfortable about is that there was no systematic effort in the state of Florida to interfere or to undermine the integrity of the election. Florida has learned through experience. We've gotten really good at two things: getting ready and responding to hurricanes, because we've had a lot, and dealing with elections, because we had a number of very close elections and some very controversial ones. And our laws have been changed. I was a part of that when I was in the state legislature. We've done a lot of things to improve our system. And so today in Florida, we have early voting, 2 weeks out. We have mail voting that you don't have to have a reason to do it, but we do it in a way that is organized, not chaotic. And look, from time to time, you're going to have a county like we had in 2018 with Broward and Palm Beach, because of their local official, didn't do some things right and created chaos. But generally speaking, Florida's elections are very well run. The results come in a timely manner. And I don't know what the purpose of the audit would be. By the way, our elections are audited. If someone has a good reason for why it should be audited, we're always looking for reasons to improve. But I think if you look at the country, Florida should be the least of our concerns when it comes to election security, accuracy, and reliability. We've got a very good election system.
Is Florida's election cycle, in your opinion, secure for 2022?
Yeah, I believe that, and there's no reason to believe otherwise. What I'm pretty comfortable about is that the ability of someone to hack in and change voting outcomes in our elections is virtually nil. I mean, it's not. I think we're protected against that. There's a lot of redundancy and backup. What I think is more concerning is not so much that they would change the vote outcome, but as an example, imagine if a hacker were able to get into a county's unofficial reporting system. So you go on the website and it shows that Joe Smith is beating John Rogers by, 10,000 votes. But then suddenly, the official results come out and it's the other way around. So people would say, how can that be? An hour ago, this guy was up by 10,000 votes. Now he's losing by 100,000 votes. And the answer is somebody hacked into the website on the unofficial results and messed with the numbers and now created conflict. That's where I think the danger exists, not just for Florida, but for the country, right? Is that you don't have to undermine the actual vote count. You just have to undermine people's confidence. And that's what's so important about elections. There are two elements to it. One is the vote has to be fair and accurate, right? The right person, the right number. Even if it's decided by one vote, you have to have the ability to do that. But the other is people have to have confidence in the outcome. People have to have confidence that that's actually what happened. And it's the confidence piece that's most vulnerable, not for Florida, for everybody. Because it doesn't take a lot to undermine confidence, which is why strict election laws are important, because it helps build that confidence at the front end.
Looking to 2024, would you support Donald Trump for another term?
Yeah, look, if Donald Trump is going to run for president in 2024, he'll be the Republican nominee. And of course, I would support him in that. I mean, we're a long ways off from that. A lot's going to happen between now and then. If I want people to think we're sitting here at the end of 2021, so we're talking about 3 years from now, I want everyone to think back 3 years ago. 3 years ago, there was no COVID, there were no vaccines, there were no masks, there were none of these disruptions. So the world can change in an instant. A lot can change, not in 1 year, not to mention 3. And so I think it's really premature to talk about it. I understand people who cover politics want to talk about it, but there's a lot that's going to happen between now and 2024, including elections in 2022 and big issues we're going to debate the rest of this year and throughout next year here in Congress.
And Senator, right now we're dealing with this new COVID variant, Omicron, and I just want to know, what are your thoughts about the governor's decision to restrict some of those federal vaccine and mask mandates in Florida?
I don't think mandates work. I think they're actually counterproductive. And I believe they're unconstitutional. First of all, I don't believe the federal government has the power to go into private businesses and tell them what to do. Meaning, I'm not in favor of telling businesses that they can't do vaccines, and I'm not in favor of telling businesses they have to do vaccines. Private businesses should be able to make that decision, and so should individuals. I think the job of the government is to make sure the vaccines are safe, put out information so people are informed, and make them widely and easily available. It is ultimately a personal decision whether people want to be vaccinated or not. I'm vaccinated, and my family's vaccinated, and I encourage everyone to get vaccinated, but I don't think people should be fired because they disagree with me and make a different decision. I also think it's counterproductive. I know people, and maybe you do too, and people watching this do as well, that were pro-vaccine, but this mandate has made them resistant to getting the booster. Because while people will do the right thing, they don't want to be told what to do. It's human nature, especially for independent-minded people like Americans are. And so I think in many ways, that's where the vaccine mandate becomes counterproductive. You make something controversial that shouldn't be controversial.